Welcome to Easy Peasy, ECPC Early College Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Timchenko. This podcast is for everything related to the early college. Today, I'm joined by Dominguez and Anthony Driver from the high school. We will be discussing the similarities and differences between the high school and the early college. Welcome. Hey, it's great to see you.
It's great to see you too.
Great to see you too.
And as a little introduction to the episode, we're going to be calling Anthony Driver AD so we don't mix up our names. So I'm going to be Anthony, you're AD.
Yep.
And then Diego is fine.
Yep, that's me.
So I want to talk about how is it like being at the high school?
It's actually really good. You get to learn a lot of stuff. You meet new people. It kind of drives the way that you want to learn in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Diego that sometimes, like at the high school, it's just the atmosphere there is just crazy, dude. Like it's just crazy. Like it's fun to be there, but the learning at the high school in general, like the classrooms and stuff, isn't the greatest because of it.
Mm.
But like just being there with your friends and just hanging out, it's a blast.
I've heard, like, this is a little funny, but is there a lot of fights there?
Oh, yeah.
Yup. There's a few out witnessed that were juicy.
Very entertaining. Very.
I remember in middle school, I would always, like, run over to the fights. Like, there would be whole fight rings around people.
Yeah, we still have that. That doesn't change.
That will never change.
Like, who's mostly fighting? Like, freshmen or is it seniors? Like,
What do you say? It's more of the upper grade levels, but it's more so of the couples that I've seen. Like, most of the fights I've seen are couple fights.
wait, like
Like
a guy and a girl are, like, slapping each other or what?
Or no, they're fighting other couples. So like a guy versus a guy versus a guy in another couple, and a chick versus a chick in another couple.
So, like, are they fighting over anyone else, or is it just because they have, like, beef or something?
That's the only reason why.
Yeah, it's pretty much the only reason why. And most of the fights either come up with, like, because of Instagram, like social media, something like rumors, or like, I don't know, like some of the fights I've learned about were like they were fighting over a vape pen. Yup.
Yeah.
Dude, vaping is such a, like, epidemic.
Oh, yeah.
Even in middle school, people were vaping.
It's sad, really.
And elementary students, I think, vape as
Actually?
well. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
Yeah, I've had my brother come back home to me and tell me that there was, like, kids vaping and smoking, and I'm like, just don't go there, brother. Like, just stay
Smoking as
away.
in, like, cigarettes or?
Yeah, they steal, like, from their parents.
Oh.
It's sad, but I tell my brother, just don't go towards that.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I remember in middle school, I would see people walking around with red eyes, and not like
Oh,
sleep
yeah.
deprived. I mean, like, weed eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's everywhere in the high school. It's like being surrounded by a bunch of vampires.
Bunch of stoners.
Yep. Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
All right, so how are the classes there?
It does. I mean, depending on what you want to learn, it is really good. And if you pay attention really close, I think people will go far. It's honestly good, but it's just the atmosphere, as Anthony said.
All classrooms are different. It just depends on it mainly depends on the teachers and the students.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the teachers that I had, for instance, not going to name any names, but my first hour teacher was a math teacher, but also a baseball coach. And oh my God, dude, I did not enjoy him as a math teacher, dude. He always yells, and he called my entire class stupid, which, to be fair, that's one thing I'd agree with him on. But that it just all depends on the teachers, really.
Yeah.
Like, some of the teachers are fun to be around. Some of the teachers is just like, them. That's all I could say.
So, do the students pay attention?
Yeah, that also depends. Not really. Like me and Diego, me and him will pay attention because I actually want to get somewhere in life
Yeah.
with school.
It does depend on the students too. Like, it's not only the teachers; it's the students as well. Like, it's both a blaming, you know. And like us, we actually want to pay attention and get like stuff done in school, but there's just so much to it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Same thing here, actually. There's more students paying attention, but there's still a lot of not paying attention. Like, I remember I would see kids, right? I'd be like sitting in the back row. Kids in the front row with their computers would be like playing a video game or something, or like on their phone.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I do that too.
Oh. They'd be like on their phone, like barely hiding it, and like no one would care.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities between an early college and the high school, because mostly like early college you have the students that are eager to learn. High school is just like, it's, how should I say, like a free for all.
Yeah, that's the best word. Or you could just put it as a free for all for the high school. You could pretty much do whatever you want with the teachers, because they just kind of gave up a long time ago. Some of them, they're like, just do whatever you want, and they just sit back behind their desk playing on their phone as well.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a high school for you.
Are the actual subjects, you get to choose electives, right?
Yes.
What did you choose?
This year, I chose BPA, weights and conditioning, and welding one. But I'm not sure about the welding because we don't have a welding teacher yet at the high school, so that position is open. So I don't know what's going to happen with welding this year, but those are the classes I picked this year.
The ones that I picked for this year was theater, BPA, and then publications, which the theater thing is like for my voice acting and just like acting in general. And then BPA is like I really do want to get into radio and all that stuff. That's why I'm hoping BPA can help me, and publications as well.
We didn't get to choose any elective classes.
No.
I'm not joking. So we only have the major classes like, English, math, science, history. Mm-hmm. We have those, and then that's it. So we have the first semester, it's like the 9th grade classes. So we had like history, English, science, whatever. The next semester, we had for half a year, like half a semester, we had like a college class. Mm-hmm. And then the other half, we had PE. Wow. So we had half a semester, like 4 weeks or something. We had a class like that. And then, actually, no, sorry. It wasn't half of PE. We had a full semester of PE, and then half a semester of like a college class, and then half a semester of history. Mm-hmm. And that's really the only change. Everything else was just like 10th grade English, science, and math.
Wow. So is it true that like early college is very fast paced?
Yes, but they overhyped how hard it was going to be.
Yeah, that's the reason why I didn't do early college, because the principal, he came down to AV, because me and him were at AV in middle school, and yeah, he came down and like told all the 8th graders, were like, yo, you want to, like, all the reasons except for the early college, they said that you could leave early if you finish all your stuff. There's 2 years instead of 4 years, and you just get a lot of work, a lot of schoolwork. And I'm like, do I really want a lot of schoolwork? Because I also want to do some extracurriculum stuff as well, like Mesa. Me and him did Mesa in high school last year, and that didn't go far. Mesa, I don't know. I did Mesa in middle school, and I love the teacher. It's just the teacher, like the atmosphere again.
So there isn't really that much work. Honestly, they really overhyped it. I only had homework maybe 5 times.
What? Dog, I get homework all the time.
Yeah.
From math.
It's because they have with the main class, and then the last period is like a tutoring, where you can just get all your work done. You have 80 minutes, not even 1 hour. You have 80 minutes per class, and so at the end of the day, you just have 80 minutes to finish all of the work in school.
I want that.
That's same here. But
And you can always like go to another teacher's room, ask for help. So it's not like you just get put in a room and get shut in. You can go across the school pretty much and ask for help.
Wow. How many class periods do you have?
5,
We have 7.
7.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing each class is shorter though.
Yeah, each class is shorter, but pretty much we get an assignment every day from each class and 5 days a week. So how much is that? I just completely
35?
Yeah, around that.
Yeah.
35 assignments a week. And some of the assignments they assign us are easy, but like I struggle on math a lot. I don't like math. So this past year in algebra, because they made us put in algebra, and algebra was terrible because one, I didn't get it, the teacher didn't help, and the students in my class didn't help too because they just kept talking and playing on their phone, smoking, and I don't know. I just couldn't get anything done. So yet I still passed. Don't know how. Don't know how.
I honestly relate to you as well. In middle school, I took Algebra 1 in 8th grade. And the teacher, she wasn't a bad teacher. She just yapped on a little bit too much. She would do it as like, she would go up on the board and she would talk for the whole class, but she would leave you with homework because she talked the whole class. And so eventually I just started tuning her out and just doing the work without listening to her.
I did that a lot with history in middle school in 8th grade. Like my teacher, he just kept yapping and yapping, dude. And I just like he'd give us the assignment in the middle or at the beginning of class, but he just talked like the entire class about the subject. And I'm like, I just open up my textbook and I'm like, oh, there's the answer. Write that down. Oh, there's the answer. Write that down. I'm the only one done in the class at the end of the class period. And he's like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, I just ignored you. Straight up, I just ignored him.
But that's not what you actually said. You're like, I'm done.
Yeah, I wanted to say, dude, I just ignored you. I wanted to say that so bad, but respect. And that's another problem with high school, no respect.
Indeed. It's like through like the teachers and students there, some of them just don't respect each other. That's what makes it so disconnecting, is that the kids don't get along with the teachers, or the teachers are trying to help them, but yet the students don't want the help. They think it's more, I'll do it myself sort of thing.
I've even seen teachers not respecting other teachers as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. There's really not that much disrespect here, right? I remember some girls, actually. I haven't seen a guy. Actually, no, that's not true. No, okay, so like some students would talk back to a teacher, like, what do you want? Like, you know, that kind of stuff. But it was never outright, like, screaming and yelling. It was just kind of sass and, like, disrespect, not, like, fighting.
Yeah.
There was no physical fights either, thankfully.
Yeah, that's a different story at the high school. A lot
You've
different
got
story.
students fighting the teachers and security.
Security?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Many times. It's going back to crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, and with the high school, since it's so big, the campus is so big, security has little like go-karts and stuff that they drive around the high school with.
That's how bad it got.
Yeah, and whenever there's a fight on the other side of the campus, we just see them driving to the other side of the campus, and I'm just like, reinforcements. Like six or seven of them will drive over to the other side of the campus for the fight, and I'm like, reinforcements.
I heard there's Apex classes.
There's Apex classes. I don't do them, so I do my work. I don't fail, so.
Well, I had to, since I had a long-term sub for my biology, and that's all we did was Apex.
Oh.
That's it. If we did have a teacher, we probably wouldn't have done that. But she is a nice person. The teacher that was the long-term sub, she's really nice. But most of the stuff we just sat there, just did tests, and that was it.
Yeah, Apex is like you have a computer program that does all the work for you. Well, not all the work, but like teaches you.
Mm-hmm.
I hate those. I remember in elementary school, do you remember iStation?
Oh my god,
dear.
Oh my
dude!
God.
Remember when COVID hit and we had to do like in fifth grade in fifth grade, I went to Sunset Elementary during fifth grade, and when COVID hit, like that first like the COVID hit like at the middle of the year of fifth grade, so like the last semester we had to do iStation all the time, every day. I'd had to do 45 minutes of math and 45 minutes of English on iStation, and like every week, all three of my teachers would get on a Google Meet, and they'd like have the entire like almost the entire like fifth grade on there on one Google Meet, and then we just talk for a bit. But I just did not want to do iStation because when I was at home and I could easily go out and swim in my pool.
Yeah. Okay, to be honest, I will be honest. There was like one iStation thing that I did want was like the little mini games that it has, and like the story behind it. It's like this one was like a spy or something like that, and I hoped every time because it switches out every time you get something and all that, and I hoped for that spy one because I was like yes, and then I just do it so quickly because I enjoyed it. And then I go back to being bored after I finished it.
Yeah, there's one of them where it was like some pizza man or something.
Yeah.
That one where I don't remember if it was math or English. I believe it was math.
Yeah, it was
so.
math.
Yeah, where it was the pizza villain, and then like there's other villains and stuff he had to take down.
Yeah.
And like the pizza one, I specifically remember it was fractions. I'm like, if it's pizza dog and it's fractions, I got this. I completed that in less than 10 minutes. And my mom came in. She's like, "Wait, you're already done?" I'm like, "Yes,
now I'm
man."
bored.
So the teachers there are hit or miss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
But the ones that I had were I always got along with, honestly. They were very nice. They were strict because some of the kids were like didn't pay attention, just didn't listen, most of that stuff.
Yeah. I actually liked most of my teachers too. There's one teacher that I kind of disliked, but I actually grew to like her near the end of the year.
There's a few teachers at the high school last year where like I say I like them, but I actually hated them. Like it's all about respect. So like when I talk to them in their face, I'm like all respectful and nice. But when I'm behind their back, I'm like, I just want to dope slap them so hard. 'Cause I don't like them at all.
Mm-hmm. Well, honestly, all the teachers here care. Like even if they like assign a lot of work, they still like do care.
Yeah.
Well, at least that's good, though. At least that they're helping and then like connecting with the students to help them grow in life.
And I remember, speaking of Apex classes, I also don't like teachers who are assignment teachers. You know, they just assign the work for the day and that's it. They don't like. I like lecture teachers where they go up and actually teach you on the board.
And actually, you get to finish the assignment in the class period. Like, how,
Uh-huh.
remember?
Yeah.
You told us that you would just ignore the teacher and do the work, and you're like, "Oh, I'm done."
Yeah, well, honestly, like the best mix is they teach you and then they assign the work, so you actually still have time in the class.
Yeah, that's the best kind of teacher.
Both my science and my math teacher were actually like that this year.
Oh, wow.
Pretty much all my teachers were like that, except for my first hour.
The baseball coach.
Yeah, he'd either do either one. He'd get up in front of the class and talk, like for the entire class period, or at the beginning of the class period, he'd just give us the work and sit back down at his desk, and we don't know how to do any of it.
Yeah. The one I had, she's really nice. She actually helps us like if we need any extra help, she'll kind of teach us over again how to do it, and if not, she'll like tell us to go over there and she'll help us with it. She's really nice though. Very, very like strict. Like she is determined to help us.
My math teacher actually was online this year. So what we had to do, we had to go into the classroom, and on the smart board, she was just in like a Google Meet, and she
Yeah.
would teach us from there, and she would have to like present to teach us. But she was very nice. She had lived in Ohio, I think. Okay.
Oh,
I'm not gonna go there.
Okay,
Not
okay.
the memes.
Please don't. Please don't.
Not the memes.
And then she would teach. I'm pretty sure she had to leave this year though, so she could like be closer to her kids. She wanted to move over here, actually, be a full-time teacher here.
Yeah.
But she decided to stay because of her kids. She's not like they're not young kids. They're not like 5. They're like college-age kids, but she still wanted to be close to them.
I could see that because
yeah.
we're after high school. Me and you are moving to Lubbock, right?
yeah.
So we chose that spot because, well, we want to do something with our careers, and Lubbock has a better opportunities than New Mexico in general. But
In terms of jobs, or
yeah,
Yeah.
in terms of jobs and like places to go in Lubbock, just Lubbock in Texas is just a lot better than New Mexico in general. But we chose that location also because it's close to our families. Well, it might be like a 4 or 5 hour drive, but that's a lot better than like a 16-hour flight.
yeah,
Yeah, but it gives us like a lot of opportunities to go up there and then schooling and all that.
So what about extracurriculars? Like BPA, choir. Did you do any of those?
Yes, BPA, I have been in it for already a year, which was my 9th grade class. It's actually really good. Like I love it. It's very helpful. It helps put a jump start on your life, and I it's very well recommended too. You get to do competitions, all that cool stuff. Go out of town, compete. It's a good class. I love it. And I'm hoping that next year we keep doing that again, and this time to compete since we both are going to be joining BPA.
Yeah, Diego got me into BPA, so I'm like, yeah. Last year I was all jealous. I'm like, I told him like, what's BPA, and he told me about it. And I'm like, I wish I'd done that when I signed up for all my classes in middle school. So hopefully, we'll be getting our schedule in about a week.
Yeah.
So we'll see if I have BPA or not. But I'm hoping.
Did you sign up for it?
Yeah, I signed up for it, but with me, I don't get any of the classes I like. Like, I get the short end of the stick with my classes, and I have to stick with them because I can't. This year, they're not allowing to change courses anymore. You can't change classes anymore.
Really?
So, they asked us before when we like they all the counselors called us in and like, hey, do you sure you want these classes? You want to change it? And I'm like, I'm good with my classes, because he said it was the last time that we can change them this year. So, praying, I hope I get my classes I wanted, but. For extracurriculum, the only thing I did after school really was Mesa, and that was like half a year. And me and Diego did it, but like again, the atmosphere, the students, it just wasn't me.
Yeah, it was different because we had a lot going on, and then just like personal stuff. So we're just like, nah, let's just get out of it. We'll find something better. Yeah, but BPA is really good. Mesa was fun. To be honest, we did have fun, even though we were half done with it. But I do, not to like boost my own ego, but I did win the election of ambassador because we
In
have
Mesa?
No, in BPA.
Or BPA?
Because every BPA class has 2 ambassadors and like state officers. And I ran and I won.
What does the ambassador do?
You actually get to help out the officers with like planning events, just stuff like to help out with the community. You know, you become a role model in a way, and it's just really fun. A lot of cool stuff. We got to make like food drives. just anything to raise money for stuff like putting on events and all that cool stuff.
Did you guys do choir or band, or you said you were going to do theater, right?
Yes. I've done theater already for a year, both BPA and theater, and I'm going to be continuing it.
What about band, choir?
I used to be in band back in from 6th to 8th. I did love it. I loved music for the life of me. But after the time, I wanted to see something else.
I was in band in 6th grade, and that was the only year I was in it because during that time, we could go back to school instead of staying at home from COVID, but we had to wear a mask, so we had to wear.
It was so uncomfortable.
Yeah, we had to wear a mask with a hole in it so we could play our instrument. And at that point, I'm like, I realized I'm like, I love music. I love music, but playing music isn't me. I just love listening to it. And I never joined a choir. I'm not a good singer in general.
Yeah, I did band like you from 6th to 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And I could have gone to the high school, but it wasn't the fact that like I would have stayed in the band either, because either way I went to the early college, right? But if I did go to the high school, I signed up for PE. If I'm being honest, like band is cool and all, but I just didn't want to be around the band kids.
I'm not going in that deep conversation with the band kids at the high school, dude, especially after what happened. No.
I don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
Like,
Just call it crazy.
Yeah, I just don't want to be around those kind of people.
Wow.
But
to be fair, you're around those kind of people, Diego.
Okay, some of them I hold dear because they're like family. But the rest, I'm like, no.
I don't mind the band kids, but sometimes it could get too crazy for my liking. That's all I could say.
Mm-hmm. There are specific people I hold dear there that do band, and if this goes live, they know who they are. But I loved band when I did it, but I just was like, I want to go see something else, you know?
So I also did Science Bowl this year at the early college. Was that a thing at your school?
I don't think we have one.
Yeah, I don't think we had one. Pretty much the closest thing we had was a spelling bee. Did the high school do a spelling bee last year? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Man, the high school doesn't do anything. The only thing it is just classes. Like it's pretty much it. Well, in sports, the high school's big in sports, but I'm not into sports.
Mm-hmm. It was very fun. I'm pretty sure your high school did have a team, but it was like juniors and seniors, so it might have not been told to you.
I think it was announced, I believe. Mm-hmm. The juniors and seniors. What was it? It was I think it was around football, I think.
I don't remember.
I can't remember. But
I couldn't hear the announcements in my second hour because I was in the gym for PE.
Yeah. Yeah, it was around just like football or what's the other one?
Baseball or no?
No, not baseball.
Basketball?
Basketball, yeah. That's what it was. It's mainly football and basketball.
And there's also BPA here too. So a lot of kids I know did BPA here.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't like a sectioned out class. You just have to go there during lunch.
Wow. That. At least like.
All right, sorry about that. That was my alarm.
No, it's all right, dude.
BPA is like honestly a cool thing to do. Like I honestly, when I first was introduced to it, I was like, I mean, this is all right, but I want to go back to what I had. But when I was like first introduced to it, because I had two students who were officers, helping around, like go around helping people find the classes and all that. And they were talking to me and how I like to dress like formally, like really nice. And they're talking about it and they're like, well, maybe you could come and join our class. We do business stuff. We do events, competitions, all that stuff. And I was like, okay, I'll go see what it is. And when I went there, I met the teacher. She's really nice. And then she was like, well, if you want to try it, we can get you in right now. I was like, sure. And even though I was like, I don't know if I should. But after doing it, and it's just great. It's a huge step, and it helps a lot.
Would you recommend someone who's completely new to something like BPA? Would you recommend them to join it?
Yes, 100%. Like, it's life changing. In like, just to paraphrase everything, it's life changing.
Interesting. I didn't join it this year, but I might join it next year. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm not going to be here next year, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So you mentioned it a little bit earlier, but you don't like the atmosphere in the high school?
Yeah, it's... How would you describe it? Like, how I would describe it is just like dark and moody.
How I would describe it, it's like a madhouse in a way. Because you don't know what is going to go on or how it's going to go. Or you could be expecting it this way. You could be expecting it another way. It's like a madhouse. Like you don't know if it's going to be good, bad. It depends on where you're going to set your eyes to.
I remember I've heard descriptions of the high school. I've heard it called a prison.
Yep.
I've heard it that place on the hill.
Oh.
And number 3 was the meat grinder.
That's a new one.
yeah. I've heard the prison. I've heard the play. I heard that the high school is like the place below. If you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard it's like an insane asylum.
Huh.
And I'm like, those 3 descriptions are pretty accurate, honestly.
Especially the prison one, right? The security guards everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think dude, I've heard this year they're going to be having more security guards hired.
Oh yeah,
More?
they're already
Yeah.
setting up offices for them
Huh.
in different
Wow.
buildings.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure we only had like one full-time like security guard here. Or like there was like another lady that showed up like halfway through the year, but it really like just 1 or 2.
Wow, we wish we had that luxury.
Dude, we have like 6 or 7. Maybe more this year.
And I heard the description of the meat grinder from my driver's ed teacher. I took driver's ed. And it couldn't be like a main core class because, again, no electives. But I took it after school, so I stayed like an extra hour after school, and I really liked it. And I can drive now, by the way. I can't drive by myself.
Good for you, dude. Good for you.
Thank you for the clapping. I can't drive by myself, only with my dad or my mom. But I really like the teacher. Do you know Mr. Collins?
I don't think we're familiar with him.
Yeah, I don't think we're familiar with him. This year, I will be taking driver's ed, so I will eventually meet him. But he sounds like a substitute.
Yeah, he is a sub.
Oh, he
at
is
the
a
high
substitute.
School.
He might have subbed for one of my classes or 2.
Really?
Yeah, huh?
I really liked him. He was a great teacher.
I mean whenever we start getting into driver's ed, we'll probably meet him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll really like him. He tells a lot of stories, and he's like a lecture teacher, as in like he's like half an assignment teacher, half a lecture teacher. He talks for a long while, but then he just gives you like half the class to just read the book. It was on the computer, and you just write down it on paper, like the answers.
Oh wow.
What does he mainly wear? Because when you said he's a lecture teacher or lecture substitute, I have a feeling I know who you're talking about.
Like, he wears like button-up shirts. He wears the kind of thing like you'd kind of expect an old guy to wear. I don't know how to explain it, but he was old, by the way. He had like he was balding. I'm just gonna be honest.
Oh, wait, he's balding?
Bald, like he had hair, but he was like,
Oh, yeah, okay. All right. Does he wear any suspenders or anything?
Yeah, suspenders.
He might have. I know who you're talking about. He might have subbed or two from one of my classes, dude. Because one time, I believe one time, like I walked in my classroom. He was subbing for my first hour too, because my baseball coach. He went. Well, obviously he's a coach, so for baseball, so we had to leave for a few times. And I think he have subbed once or twice for my first hour. And dude, when the whole class walks in, he immediately starts like lecturing us about like one time he was talking about the Bible, and like
he's Christian.
And another time he was talking. Dude, I swear, no joke, no disrespect to him at all, but I thought this was just completely funny. One time he was talking about like toilets and stuff. I'm like, he's talking about like toilet paper to the toilet. He called it the crapper, I think, and I'm like, Oh, okay. I'm like, all right. I'm like, I just sat there and listened to it, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
I'm just wow. All right.
He was a great teacher, honestly. You were like him.
Yeah,
for sure.
he's really nice. It's just his conversations are funny though.
Yeah. And like honestly, here it's very nice. Like the community is nice. Like there's no one who's like a pure bully, especially for the guys. There's only like 10 guys here out of 50.
What?
No way.
There was like 50, 60 kids in my grade level, and there's only like 12 guys, including me. So yeah, I'm not complaining, obviously. So,
dude,
hey, he was honest.
He's giving the honest opinion.
Mm-hmm.
There was much more guys in the sophomore level. So we had like lunch together in like a big room. It was the gym, but we don't have like a gym class here. So they used the gym of the college, and just sophomores and freshmen sat together. You could tell like the sophomore guys looked like they were fully grown, like they had like beards and everything. And meanwhile, it was like
still at the high school, same thing, dude. I'm growing one right now.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, and really, once now that the sophomores or juniors, really it's just our grade level is gonna be like the big kids. We have no guys though; it's just girls.
Dude.
Like in each of my classes, there'd be like 4 guys because obviously they're not all together. They'd be spread apart. In my classes, there'd just be 4 guys, including me. And there'd be like maybe like 12, 15 kids in the classroom.
Wow.
That is like...
At the high school, it's pretty even matched with women and men.
Yeah.
But I've noticed at the high school, there's more male teachers than female teachers.
Really?
Yeah, surprisingly. Like the teachers I had last year, I had only like 2 female teachers, and the rest were male. And I'm like, that's weird. I'm not used to that. I'm used to like 2 male teachers and like 6 female teachers. Like, I thought that was just weird to me.
Out of guys, there was only 1 male teacher like the whole year, and there was only 2 male subs. Everyone else was women too. Like the secretary, woman. The principal, woman. By the way, it wasn't the same principal as the guy who did the speech about how rigorous the schedule was going to be.
Oh, okay. Like, what happened to him?
I think he retired.
Oh, yeah.
He really left a bad mark before we retired, though.
Okay, what I remember how he looked like, he had like a weird...
Like a beer belly.
Yeah, he had that, like a weird, goofy, like dress shirt. Like he had weird ties and stuff, and... I'm like,
and his voice was high. He was like,
yeah, he was high pitched. Yeah, he was high pitched too. And I'm like, that's the principal of the early college.
Yeah, I didn't have
like that kind of left an impression on me. I'm like, there's no way that's the principal of the early college. He looks like a fun like science teacher, dude.
Yeah, he retired. I'm pretty sure the new principal is strict, but she's like fair, you know what I mean? Like she does, like she needs to do her job, right?
Yeah.
I actually didn't get in trouble at all this year either. Last year I got in trouble. No, not last year. 8th grade. This is gonna make me sound like a bad person, but I like slapped a kid in the back of the head. It was like, you know Noah?
What, Noah Lopez?
No, Noah Rios.
No, I don't remember. I don't remember.
Oh, you weren't at the same school. Never mind. What am I asking? Like, he had like the same kind of haircut as you, like a buzz cut. And I slapped the back of his head. I got 3 days of in-school suspension, bro.
Wow.
Was that the I like you cut G thing?
No, it wasn't like that. It was just like other kids were slapping the back of his head, so I didn't see him. It was so dumb. And I feel bad about it too. It was just bad.
Oh no! At the high school, me and Anthony are just pure and clean. Like we've never gotten in trouble at all.
Yeah, I mean neither.
Yeah,
But
I try to stay out of that the best I can.
Mm-hmm.
And it's much better here as well. Like there's only a few guys who like or people who talk back. And in terms of smoking, vaping, it's only in the bathrooms. So like the teachers were like complaining one day about how the smoke detectors were going off or something. But other than that, there was really nothing like that. No, I've never seen anyone smoke or vape at all.
I've seen a few. Like it's not in the It's not just in the bathrooms of the high school.
Yeah, it's like in the classes.
Yeah, in the classroom, right in front of the teacher, and some of the teachers look directly at the student that they're like, that's who's vaping, and the teacher's like, and shrugs it off and just walks away, and I'm like, what? How?
I remember once I walked into our English class and it smelled like weed, like dirt. You know how like the dirt like smells? Like it sounded like weed dirt. I don't know how to explain it. It just like it reeked.
Oh wow!
Like, I don't even know what happened because it's definitely not the teacher.
Bro. If the teacher smelled like that,
Should probably get fired.
you ain't gonna be here for long. And didn't you had to go home one day because like somebody walked by and it smelled so bad, like reeked weed, and you had to go home?
I had a headache, like bad. Like I cannot stand it. Like I can't really say nothing much to them because like they're their own person, you know, and I can't really say much. So I'm just like, oh well. But whenever it gets like towards me, and I'm like, I cannot stand it. Like I get really bad headaches with it. So I just like I try to stay away from it as long as possible. But still, it's like everywhere.
In 8th grade, I sat next to this one kid in history, and he was a vapor. Like he was kind of like a country kid, but he also like vaped. And he only vaped like whenever I was away. But one time he vaped whenever I was like sitting next to him, and my eyes started watering. Like it literally physically hurt. Like it was not a good feeling. By the way, I wasn't vaping. By the way, I was just sitting next to him, and that still hurt.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
I don't know anymore with like the high school and like just vaping and stuff because they try to say that they're doing their best to stop like students from vaping, but here we go. A teacher directly looks that student in the eye while he's vaping, and he's like, my teacher's like, never mind, and just walks away. And the school says that they're like, we're doing our best to stop vaping. It's going to hurt your lungs. It's going to kill you and stuff like that. But yet the staff at the high school is like, nah, you can do whatever you want, really.
Well, to be fair for the staff, it's like extra work, right? They have to sign some referrals or whatever. They have to bring over. It's just too much work for them. They probably don't care at this point.
To them, their excuse is probably like, it's not on my pay grade.
Yeah.
And just walks away.
Yeah, it's, again, crazy. We've used that word a lot in this podcast, but like, that's how you can describe it. It's just crazy.
It's the genuine word for the high school crazy.
Yeah, over here, it's really like, it's really tight-knit. Like, you know everyone, essentially. Like, even in my grade level, I think I don't know like 5 people or something. I know pretty much everyone. Even if they're not in my classes, just because it's so small.
Yeah.
I even knew some of the sophomores because my Algebra 2 class was sophomores as well. And so I knew a bunch of sophomores as well. So it's like, you know pretty much everyone there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anybody in either freshman like or any other grade levels. I don't talk to people. I really don't. Like, I'm just like, you do your thing, I'll do mine. We won't have any problems. The only time like I'll talk to somebody is if like I'm in a group project or anything, and I need to ask somebody for something. But the only people I talk to is like my friends, though. Like, and I just don't talk to anybody else except for that.
Same here. I mean, I am like known for like doing Joker laughs and just like being a character in a way. But sometimes I'm like, I just want my own little space sometimes.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of differences I see. But honestly, I still think that if you just have friends, you have people to talk to, it's not really that different. You just go to class, you just do your work.
Yeah. And the community at the high school, it's pretty much the same. Like, okay, for the community at the high school, it's either split into a few sections of mine that I made my own sections. So it's the sports players, obviously.
Yeah.
It's the smokers and vapors. So that's also with the sports people because they do it too.
Oh.
Fighters.
And then fighters. That's another big one, and that's pretty much the main three. Like anybody can fit into one of those, but I'm not any of them. Like that's why I keep my distance from people. I don't want to cause any problems.
Yeah, smoking is so prevalent. Like, I remember even in 8th grade, I was literally offered, like, you want to hit? And they, like, point at their pocket. I'm like, no.
Dude, I get that a lot. I was even offered, like a few people even offered me, yo, hey, you want to smoke a cigarette? And I'm like,
Sig? Oh.
yeah, I'm like, with all due respect, no, thank you.
And it's never people you know either. It's just some random kid walks up to you.
Yeah, he just walks up to me. Hey, you want to hit? No, I'm good.
I want to breathe.
I want to breathe correctly.
Yeah, it sounds cool at the high school, but I'm sure you have to actually, like, head down. You just have to do what you gotta do.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
really
pretty much
it.
Yeah, that's really it for the like communities and the stuff at the high school. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
For someone in 8th grade, what would you tell them about the high school? Like, truthfully.
Just stay on your path. Don't get in any trouble. Keep your head up always, and just never stop.
What about the parents?
To parents, inspire your kids to be on the right track, because the parents are always the big influencers.
Yeah, don't set bad examples.
Yeah. So for me, if I was telling like an 8th grade student about high school, obviously I would warn them, like just like, hey, in order to get around in high school, you got to like keep your head low, but also like be aware at the same time, and just mind your own business. That's the number one thing for high school. Mind your own business, because that'll
Indeed.
cause fights, problems, and honestly, depending on how big the problem is, it might even get you injured or killed.
Oh.
Yeah, the killing part hasn't happened at the high school.
Yeah, but
yet.
I'm sure eventually something.
But people with fights and injuries a lot. But just keep your head low, but also be aware. Mind your own business. Like Diego said, stay on the right track. Do what you got to do. For the parents, like Diego said, like
Inspire them.
yeah, inspire your kids to do something good with themselves instead of like do something bad in life. Like set a good example for your children. And that's pretty much I would say, like, to people who are like joining high school. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Would you tell people to join the high school over the early college?
No, I would send them to the early college, honestly.
Honestly, I can't really say, because it's like whatever you want to do and however you want to go, we're always like supporting you, like either way.
Yeah. Yeah, like with that, you could do whatever you want to do, but like in terms of differences between the high school and the early college, I'd say your best bet would be the early college.
Oh, yeah.
But if you wanted to do sports, BPA, well, you can do BPA here, but if you wanted to do sports, extracurriculum stuff, go to the high school, but be careful.
Yeah.
So maybe like if you're planning to go to college after school, you probably go to early college. And if not, you want more like physical skills. I know there's like cars, right? There's automotive stuff over there.
Yeah.
Welding. There's welding here actually too as a college class, but more stuff like physical. Like you're not planning to go to college.
Don't you dare. Because I want to become a welder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm taking this year at the high school welding one.
Yeah. There's a like college programs here. I'm pretty sure one of the sophomores is going into it next year. He said the class is 8 hours long.
What?
Well, because it's like a whole day of welding. You know?
No way. Wow.
8 hours.
So it's like you're going to school, just go into that one class and go back home.
It's like feel like going to an actual job.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the early college is more like if you want to get through it all, you should do it.
Yeah. I would tell people to just if you are going to the college, good on you. But if you are just honestly, it's really calm here. There's no fights. There's nothing like that. Just again, like you said, mind your own business. Like if someone's doing something like not your problem. There's not much of that here, but even every now and then.
Yeah.
And the teachers here are nice. Just honestly pay attention, do your work. That's the main thing. Both schools actually, not just here, and you'll be good. And for parents, thank you. I feel like by sending your kids here, you're just telling them that you do expect how high of them. Like I know the high school, there's a lot of bad rap, honestly, about it. But thank you for like trying for your kid. I'm not saying your parents didn't try. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
All right, yeah, thank you. That's pretty much it.
Well, I've noticed a lot of differences and similarities between the high school and the early college, and I'm really shocked because I honestly thought coming into this podcast, I'm like, I don't think the high school and the early college has many like similarities. I'm like it's pretty much mainly differences, but I'm genuinely shocked.
Yeah.
So am I. Like honestly, it does have differences, similarities, but it's like it's always like a good path if you're really wanting to try.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This has been Easy Peasy, and I'd like to thank you all for listening, and I want to thank Diego and AD, Anthony Driver, for attending. I'm very thankful that you showed up.
Thank you for having us on.
Yes, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, and I learned a lot about the high school, too.
And we learned a lot about the early
Early
college.
college. I'm taking this information and making a graph or something with the information I got at the beginning with that old principal or something.
Yeah, the old principal was not good for us. Well, I didn't know him, obviously, but he did not encourage kids to go. Like, my science teacher said this year, all the spots are filled up. Like, 75 kids are showing up. And, like, people are also queuing up just in case someone leaves. So people want to go this year.
Wow. That's really good. That's really fantastic.
Indeed.
Wow.
Yeah, but thank you so much, and I'll see you later.
I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Thank you for having us on. It's a
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Of course. Thank you very much. This has been Easy Peasy, and we're out.